Hi, I'm John. This is my show, Sports Reckoning. So, one of the big things of what I'm trying to expose here in the sports car community is that the people are fake. They're fake, low-quality human beings and shit, right? They're total kiss-ass losers. So let me show you Ziggyno here being a total kiss-ass loser and shit.
Breakout Cards, another great channel. If you haven't already subscribed, go to Breakout Cards. It's great information on fakes, frauds, altered cards. Also, he goes to every week. He's at a show. This week he's at a non-sports card show and picking up cards.
Okay, so yeah, he loves them and shit, right? Okay, so like first exposing Ziggyno, like just like simple thing. It's like if I ever want to expose somebody as being a fake and fraud and shit, what I would do is like one thing that I would apply, a question I would apply towards them, a scenario, you know, is like, okay, if I offered Ziggyno $1 million, if I offered Ziggyno $1 million to suck my cock, do you think he would do it? I say yeah. I say there's no doubt about it. Ziggyno would suck my cock for $1 million. Okay? So that means you can be bought. You can be bought. You'll do fucking disgusting things that are totally against the nature and your spirit and everything just for a price. It's just a matter of the price to find out what the right price is. It's like, okay, we know we've established that you're a hooker. Now we're just trying to figure out what's the right price and shit for you, right? So yeah, I 100% believe Ziggyno would suck my cock for $1 million. But let's actually get down to the real price. Do you think Ziggyno would suck my cock for a hobby box of 2021 Prism football and a 12-pack of beer? Yeah, I think that's probably about the right price. When we want to talk about finding the right price for these hookers and shit, yeah, I'd say probably a 12-pack of beer and a fucking hobby box of Prism would probably do it. Right? So now he's supporting Ryan Breakout's Cards, Ryan's got all this respect in the community and shit, right? But he's a fraud. He's a fake. And he's got that book, Spotting Fakes, right? Now, that doesn't get him on the outs with anybody in any sports card dealer, right? He hasn't made enemies by doing that. If you want to be real, you're going to have to make enemies. That's all there is to it. If you're not making enemies, you're a fucking fraud. You're a fake. If you're afraid to make enemies, you're a fake. You're a fraud. I don't trust you. Nothing about you. You're a total fucking loser. Might as well fucking put a price down because you'll be sucking my cock for that fucking price and shit. We'll put a price on fucking what you'll suck my cock for because that's who you are and shit, right? Cocksucker. So, Ryan Breakout Cards and shit, right? Now, let's go to... I think I got it here first. Okay, so I had wrote Ryan Breakout Cards. As you see, there's his comment, right? I wrote him a fucking comment saying that there's a big problem in the sports card community that people don't even know what a fucking sports card is. And it's like, goddamn, how can you fucking say you're an expert and stuff? You don't even know what an actual sports card is. You don't know the difference between a sports card and memorabilia. You don't even know the difference between that, and you're gonna come out here with a book spotting fakes and shit, right? So what I'm doing, by identifying the difference between a sports card and sports memorabilia, that could affect the value of cards that are possessed and owned by sports dealers who are trying to pawn those fucking fakes, their sports memorabilia packaged like a card. That's not a fucking sports card. It's sports memorabilia. It's not a fucking sports card. You're trying to package it as it's a sports card and you're selling it at a price of what would be valued as a sports card. I say that's fucking fraud. And Ryan here, he argued against me, which means he's in support of selling cards at fraudulent prices to unknowing fucking investors. He supports the fraud and shit, right? So this is his, I'm not gonna, I'll go ahead and move it down a little bit. Let me see if I can just so you can see it. I'll go ahead and read what his comment says there, right? So I told him that a sports card, my definition of a sports card is that's a card of a player during the years of which they are active in their sport. That's the only thing that, if it's not a card, an actual card that was printed of a player during the years they're active in their sports, then it's not a sports card, then it's classified as sports memorabilia. Now, can some of those sports memorabilia type of cards, and I'm not talking about mem cards with patches, I'm talking about it's sports memorabilia. There's no difference between a poster or a card. It's not. It's sports memorabilia. It's a sports memorabilia. It's a poster of somebody, okay? Nobody in the world is going to go around with a poster saying, that's a sports card. That's a sports card. That's a sports... Do you understand the difference? No, that's sports memorabilia. Just because it's packaged in a fucking form of a card does not make it a sports card. If it's actually sports memorabilia. If it has to be of the player during the years of which they were active in their sport to be qualified as a sports card. If it's not like, if it does not fit that qualification, then it goes into the category of sports memorabilia. Now, can sports memorabilia be collectible and hold a value? Absolutely. I'm not saying that sports memorabilia has no value. What I'm saying though is sports memorabilia does not equate to the same equal value of what sports cards do. Sports cards have a better value. That's why the people are misleading the public and trying to pawn off sports memorabilia packaged in the form of a sports card, and they're trying to classify it as a sports card. I'm saying that's fraud. Those are deceptive practices, and fucking Ryan Nolan, somebody the other day, I just heard somebody say that his name is Nolan Ryan in reverse and shit, so now I'll remember his fucking name and shit, right? So, this Ryan guy making a book spotting the fakes, like I said, he didn't make any enemies with the dealers at the tables. But if he came out and said that these cards are not real sports cards, now he's got enemies, okay? And now he doesn't want to make enemies in the community. That's why I would say, yes, Ryan would suck my cock for $1 million because he's that kind of guy. Maybe it's not the $1 million that would entice him. Maybe it's the friendship and the connections. If I had the right friends and the right connections, if you put him in the right place, maybe he would suck your cock for free just to gain the friendship and the connections of what you could provide. It doesn't matter. At some point, he's a hooker and he's for sale. He's fake. That's what I'm saying and shit, right? So this is his comment. He says, historically incorrect. I told him, I don't give a fuck about your stupid, look at, I'm telling you straight out, I don't give a fuck about your stupid history books. How many history books are you going to go out there and read that says that fucking Lee Harvey Oswald assassinated John F. Kennedy? Okay, there's going to be a whole shitload of them. The whole Warren Commission, the most prestigious government people, the people, the sophisticated, all this stuff. Oh yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald definitely killed Kennedy. Is that a fact? Do we fucking know that? No. We don't fucking state things that are not facts. Now you can say the people say it's like 9/11. Oh, they say Bin Laden's behind 9/11. Do we know that? Is that a fact? Are you serious? What the fuck do you know about anything? When they say Bin Laden was killed. He was killed? Oh, they killed him and they dumped him in the ocean? So, they had so much respect for Bin Laden. They cared more about the respect for Bin Laden to let him be respected with his Muslim rights, his Muslim burial rights. They cared more about him. They're saying that he slaughtered 3,000 Americans. Slaughtered them. Right? And the most devious fucking heinous, like one of the most heinous attacks ever committed against Americans and shit, right? So they're saying he slaughtered over 3,000 fucking American citizens, but we're gonna go assassinate him, but then we're gonna be so kind and make sure that he gets his proper burial ritual rights and shit. We're gonna fucking support that, and they dumped him in the ocean so his body could never be seen conveniently. Come on. So you're gonna just believe that fucking shit? You people believe anything? It's like, dude, historically incorrect. Fuck your historically incorrect. Show me where history is proven to be correct ever. Show me something that's fucking proven in history, and I'll show you a fucking counter argument to your bullshit, fucking historically correct bullshit. Fucking losers. So he says, historically incorrect, as there has been many examples of cards produced when a player was dead or retired. Example, Audie Jones, T205, passed away the year before, and they made a card for him. 1933 Gowdy had Cobb and LaJory, both who had retired earlier. And he says, I could go on and on with more examples. Yeah, with more bullshit. You could feed bullshit to fucking the idiots all fucking day and shit, right? Now, Ty Cobb. There he is. Ty Cobb. Last MLB appearance. September 11th, 1928. Okay? 1928. The last time he ever was a baseball player, 1928. Now, the example of what fucking Ryan Breakout Cards gave me was this Gowdy 33 Ty Cobb card, right? Okay? 33. And now, so like I said, I'm not an expert on that. So that card to me, I understand what the 1933 Gaudies look like, but I didn't know that they were called Sport Kings. You got to go on the back and it says like Big League Chew, and it does say Gaudi on the back of it and shit, right? Let me show you. Okay, so it does say like, okay, it's Sports King, the Gaudi Gum Company. Okay, so like I'm saying, I'm not an expert on this stuff, so I like a little confusing and stuff. And but yeah, so it does say. So I'm assuming that's the Gaudi card of which he's talking about and shit, right? We're not mistaken. I'm not making a mistake. That's the card of what he's talking about, the 33 Gaudi. Okay. So he's saying that that's a sports card, and I'm saying that is absolutely not a sports card. That's a piece of sports memorabilia, and I'm right. I'm 100% right. There's no doubt about it. I'm right. There's no doubt. There is no argument. Anybody who would argue this point is either a total fucking idiot or is somebody that's out there sucking cock of the fucking people who are the established people in the industry, and they don't want to offend those people because they want to keep in with their good connections and shit, you know? That's all there's to it. That card is 1933. The last year of which he played was 1928. That is not a sports card. That's some form of a reprint. It's a tribute card, which classifies it as sports memorabilia. That's not a real baseball card. That is sports memorabilia. It's not a sports card. There is a difference of a classification of understanding of what that is. That is not a baseball card. That's not a baseball card. People say, what are you talking about? It's a baseball card, you know? It's got a baseball player. It's shaped in the form of a card. That's a baseball card. And I'm saying, no. That's not a baseball card. A real baseball card is of a player during the years of which they were active in their sport. Those are real baseball cards. This is sports memorabilia. It's some kind of a tribute card. It's some kind of a reprint. It's something else which classifies it as sports memorabilia. That is not a sports card. But Ryan from Breakout Cards did not even know the difference. He doesn't even know what a baseball card is. And Ziggyno, Ryan, you're so great because I'm trying to get into the community and I'm trying to suck cock of all the important people in the community. Fucking Ziggyno's like, dude, I'll suck your cock. I'll lift you up. I'll be your buddy. I'll do whatever you say. Please just let me into the community and shit. Please. Fucking losers and shit, right? So now, let me show you another one of these people that's a total fucking loser and shit. Oh, I was gonna...
Who I used to work for.
Okay, so... what's his name? Dan Wynn, I think his name is and shit. Okay, this dude, if they offered him a job, like, let's say on HBO, right? Let's say they said, we're going to offer you a job. We're going to create a series revolving around sports cards and the collectibles market on HBO, and we want you to be the host of it, okay? And you're going to be the host. We're going to pay you. We're going to start you off at $10 million a year. And if the show does well, we'll sign you to a 5-year deal, and you'll be making $20 million a year, okay? And then they said to him, okay, but we have to trust you. And in order for us to trust you, you've got to suck the cocks of everybody in this room. Okay? Does anybody out there think he wouldn't suck the cock off of every single person in the room of which they asked him to for that deal? Of course he would. Of course he would. That means he's a hooker and he's for sale. He's not real. He's not a good quality human being. And this is the piece of shit loser out there that's trying to give you the advice of the gentleman's investor code. What's your gentleman investor code? That you'll suck cock for enough money and prestige and shit? That's your gentleman investor code. And what his gentleman investor code says is, you people out there, shut up. Shut up about everything. Don't tell anybody the truth. Don't expose the truth of what it is, because he doesn't want you to know that he'll suck cock for $10 million fucking dollars. It's just a matter of a price. He's definitely a hooker and he's for sale. It's just a matter of finding out what it is that will entice him to suck your cock. Is it money? Is it the prestige? And it's, I guarantee, if you give him both, if you give him the prestige and the recognition and the money, you give him all of that stuff, put him on TV, dude, He'd fucking suck cock off. He'd be sucking cock for anybody. But there could be a thing that it's like I said, it might also be the prestige, because maybe he's actually homosexual. So actually, the price of sucking the cock would be very cheap. He could be a really, really cheap hooker when it comes to that. Maybe he's just a really cheap hooker because maybe he's actually homosexual. So the price of that would be really low. But so the actual price of what it would be, it would be the prestige. It's something. It could be something else, right? Maybe it's not just the fucking monetary gain that what he's after. But I know for sure he's after the prestige because he's pushing this fucking stupid sports what's the fuck is gentleman investor code, right? He's pushing that shit. But he's never going to attack the people at the top and say that they're fraudulent and they're wrong. None of the people. He's never going to critique any of the things that they do. It's bullshit. He's not a gentleman investor. I've shown you in the videos of how dirtball his tactics are to fucking scam people. He bent his own best buddy over, Merle over, and took that fucking Kurosawa 101 from him and flipped it within a short period of time for a freaking huge profit. And now he's trying to come back and he knows what he did was wrong. So now he's really trying to support Merle, and he's trying to make sure, like, okay, I brought Merle with me with DAP Sports on the video, and I'm going to make sure everybody knows that Merle deserves the credit. Merle deserves the credit. Would he have done that before? Would Merle have even been there at the fucking, in that video without me fucking engaging with him and shit and bring in the truth to expose what a fraud he was? No, I already changed his life. I forced him to change his normal behavioral patterns. I've forced him to change his normal behavioral patterns because he knows he's wrong. And you can tell that he knows he's wrong because now he's totally supporting Merle. He's making it he's telling people, make sure you support Merle and shit. We got to get Merle to 1,000. And Merle, he takes Merle with him to the DAPS video when they're talking about the Kurosawa, and he says, Merle was the one. Merle was the one. Merle was the one. He would not have been speaking. His speech patterns would have been different if it was not for me engaging him and calling him out as being the fraud of what he was. That's it. So right there, when he changed his fucking pattern, it shows that he knows he was wrong, which means he does not deserve the title of Gentleman Investor Code. And what I keep saying to you fucking Dan Wynn and shit is drop your Gentleman Investor Code. I don't fucking care if you pump and dump shit. That doesn't offend me. I don't care if you hustle people at the card shows and make a good profit selling and you're doing your salesman tactics. That does not offend me. What offends me is that you're going to fucking denounce me as some kind of fucking ingrate fucking degenerate and hold yourself up to a higher standard because you created the Gentleman Investor Code. Fuck your Gentleman Investor Code. I'm telling you straight out, drop that shit. Drop your Gentleman Investor fucking code and I will have no fucking problem with you. Like I said, I don't care about your pump and dump. You definitely do it. It does not offend me. I don't care about your fucking slimy car fucking salesman tactics at the show. The fucking buyer beware. They should know better themselves. If they allow themselves to get fucking taken advantage of you, well then that's their fault too. That does not offend me. Your Gentleman Investor Code is extremely, when I say extremely, I can't put a bigger fucking understanding and make you understand. It's extremely offensive to me. I will not fucking tolerate some piece of shit like you coming out here trying to give me some kind of ethical fucking code of conduct, manners, of which I gotta adhere to participate in this fucking community. Am I making myself clear, you fucking prostitute?
Guys, okay. We're here.
That's right, baby. We're here, we're queer, and get used to it.